Well, one stage, the biggest night in Black culture, BET Awards. Peacock Theater, Teyana Taylor takes on Icon of the Year. The Clipse swept. Cardi B wins again. And outside that building, a man in a bulletproof vest with a sign and a plan, okay, trying to turn the culture's night into his own personal hate rally. Okay. He came for a clip. The camera said no. I'm your girl T, your chief controller, and joining me today with this breakdown and the whole play is my brilliant girlfriend, pop culture strategist. We call her Elle.
Yes, thank you.
This is Control the Narrative, and let's get into it. So, listen, we're gonna get right into this. I, I'm so confused. The setup. This dude came for the setup, Elle, and I want you to set the scene with me. Okay, this man
Yes.
did not stumble into the wrong building or the wrong block. He showed up to a celebration of Black culture in a bulletproof vest, with a
Mm-hmm.
sign insulting Black families.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hold the phone. Let me share this with you.
Community. It's your community. Violent black people, not you're a domestic. You're a domestic terrorist. Your dog is a domestic terrorist.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. My question for you is: when somebody arrives that is deliberately dressed for conflict, are they protesting or are they auditioning for something? Hello.
Hi. First of all, when I saw that Black parents and failure sign, I said, "Bitch, now why are we in it?" I don't understand. First of all, I get Black entertainment television. Okay, cool, right? But this is a celebration of night for the culture, like you said, and our icons over there, right? Giving people flowers who don't typically get them in mainstream spaces. What do the kids, what does parenting, this was not a night about parenting, what do the parents have to do with it? It's not even no kids there like, oh, these are our favorite groups. Like, I just, it was so provoking and like button pushing, and I'm at a point in society where I think I finally understand what Martin Luther King was saying when he was saying turn the other cheek. Like, I finally get it. I thought he was saying, oh, kind of just like let people hit you, turn the other cheek, move on, right? I'm starting to feel like you're looking for a show and I'm just not going to participate. You came here with the bulletproof vest. You were looking for something, and guess what? You can't have it. Loser.
I couple things. There's a couple of creators, but and a comedian, Godfrey is great. He
Mm-hmm.
does this thing where he says his skit is called Leave Black People Alone. And he always shows some non-black person, usually Caucasian, getting the snot beat out of them after they've messed with black people. I think that's what Jake came for, and praise the Lord he didn't get it, because the media, we still have lack of credibility with the media these days, and they would have allowed someone to turn it into what a black person did. But Godfrey always has leave black people alone, and what happens to them when they don't, because nobody called for him. Okay, if we did not call for you, please do not show up here. You were not called for, and you could have
Not
left that at
all. And honestly, if that man really still needs that, we could go find Kurt Franklin, because I don't know if you saw the clip of Kurt Franklin about to put the pause on people this weekend. That man almost sent somebody to Jesus. So if that man still needs it, we can call Kurt Franklin and arrange it.
I you know what it was for me? It was the bulletproof vest. Like, so do you think people are just downtown LA with pistols just waiting for you to show up? Like, the vest is a costume and the sign was a prop. That is not a belief. That is a setup. And I really hate that for him, because he definitely didn't get what he came for.
No, when I was younger, I've always had this big mouth. And so what would happen to me? No, right? Like y'all thought I just developed it over the last 6 years. No, it's been here. I was the kid. They used to send me home with pinned notes to my clothes. This is like before you could communicate with your parents online. They would send. Elle was quite the chatterbox this week. We moved her seat, and everybody we sit her next to, she talks. I've always been like this. But my mom would say to me, you have to be able to identify pot stirs, right? Sometimes people are giving you information because they know that you've got the big mouth, because they know you're going to fight for the underdog. So they want something to happen, but they are in a position where they can get what they want and never get in trouble. Their hands are clean. You have to be able to identify pot stirs. And I'm so thankful that I got that lesson as a kid, because you have to learn when people are provoking you. And that is a personality archetype. It's just a vest. It's just a vest. Like nobody understands nuance. Like nobody understands what you're trying to do, the button that you're trying to push. And then when you get the reaction that goes with that button, then you want to flip it. Angry Black people. Well, what exactly were you looking for, sir? Wait.
This was a 3-part setup. Okay, this is what I saw from my PR lens. You show up where rejection is guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You provoke until somebody reacts, then post a version bigger than what happened. He went from getting water thrown to claiming a glass bottle was smashed over his face. Listen, in your world, pop culture and communications, how often is the post the entire point and the event is just the excuse that they made up? You know what I'm saying?
All the time. No, all the time. All the time. 2 examples. Number 1, we just lost the campaign. One of my candidates lost the campaign by 234 votes. And the thing that took the campaign down was the opponent taking a clip of something that my candidate was saying and literally piecemealing it together to make it their narrative to post. When I tell you, it did not matter how many times we posted the correct video, no matter how many times we said this happened at this timestamp, this here, it couldn't have been this, that. They heard that, they saw that, they went with that. That's how media works. It really is the first person to get the best story out. Not the first person to get the first story out, but the first person to get the best story out. You got to be able to tell the story no matter which direction that it's going in. And then on the other end, that same candidate blew through money and budgets and did things for the city to say, look, I'm the best mayor. And now, a year later, we just got an email. We normally have a city fair. Bunch of different things are canceled for the summer season because that budget is down, and they're furloughing 40 city employees and laying off.
Are you serious?
Was that noise?
Yeah. That was me.
Oh, I was like, I didn't do it.
You said 40. I was like, what?
Yes, 40? No, for real. But again, all to make a narrative happen where now a year later, that's not the situation. But guess what? That's your mayor for the next 4 years. That we see this happen all the time. And there's a way to get your point across and use media to your advantage. And then there's a way to not do it. And this was somebody trying to use it to their advantage, but through their very skewed lens. And so it failed.
I think it says a lot because nobody films themselves losing on purpose unless losing is the product.
Or unless you're Omarion. But... sorry. It was too easy.
Did you want to get into verses, or is that another conversation?
I would love to get into verses. I've trained for this my whole life. Are you shitting me? My first concert was the Scream concert. I am built for this.
We'll do a separate show on verses. Maybe that's our new thing, is after every verses we have a breakdown. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. But one thing you haven't reacted to yet is, did you know that he was a J6er? Did you know that
Not
Jake Lang was a J6er?
not until I read it, and then it still went in one ear and out the other. I was still like, wait, who is he? Because again, that turn the cheek mentality. I was fucking floored by what I saw on J6. Like, I can tell you where I was, what I was wearing, where I sat to watch it, and literally watch CNN like this. For a bunch of different reasons, right? Like,
Girl, frozen.
couldn't believe we were seeing it. Could not believe that in Beyonce's America, I wasn't watching the motherfuckers get picked off. Everything that has ever been fed to me via the government, via television shows about the government, where were the snipers, right? Like, so all of that would happen. They were made celebrities. Their name was everywhere. He pardoned the people. So I literally made it my job to not give none of that shit no platform. I can't name you no J6er except for Donald Trump.
So this behavior is very much J6-ish. And this dude let out a bunch of fools that act like this. That is what we literally have running around in America right now. And we did have some in Redondo Beach where I'm at. So California has them. I love when people are like, oh, there's no racism in California. I'm gonna need y'all to cut that out because there was some J6ers from right here in Southern California. Listen, he was acting very much on brand with that administration and the title of being a J6er. So I feel like he just walked outside and used that as more motivation. Like, none of those people seem embarrassed about how they've been captured on camera acting a stone cold fool.
That's the scary part. That's the scary part. And how do y'all not see, or how does some people who view them not see them as terrorists, right? When you can look at suicide bombers and say, oh my God, brainwashing, that is so crazy. What the fuck is, there's no difference. The weapon of choice is different for sure, right? But everything is in the name of what has been fed to you, whether that be right or wrong, all of that. But it's in the name of this mission. And therefore you go forth and you carry on the way that you're carrying on, and you don't see anything wrong with that. If that's not terrorist and mental illness at its best, then what is?
Man, so funny you should say that, because I was recently thinking about some lessons that my mom taught me very long time ago. I was probably not even 10 when I learned about Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid. And ever since I was small, young, I used to be like, how do these people get so into another human that they will take their own lives, that they will take the lives of their children, that they will take the lives of their parents? Like, are we just chemically different? Or I try to ration it because I need to make it make sense, but at some point I start feeling like you can't make madness make sense.
You can't. This, first of all, this is embarrassing. So when I first found out about the Jim Jones story, I was also like 10, right? And I said, oh, it's because y'all ain't had no backbone. Y'all can't just be doing what these people tell you to do, right? So everything, any group behavior became cultish to me. So when I would go to church and they'd be like, stand up and hug your neighbor. No, I'm not doing what you tell me. So I became the person.
Like, I became the
person in church where I wasn't standing. When you say everybody stand, I'm not going and like hugging the neighbor and stuff, because that's enough. You don't, okay, teach us the word.
To be let this man hug, don't touch on me. I don't know him.
I'm gonna hug him when I want to hug him. Okay, you're not gonna tell me this is the hug time. No, you don't set it's whatever time is on the clock. You don't get to rearrange that. I'm trying to be a cult leader. You trying to sign me up? My mom was like, that's not how any of
that's not what I meant here. Learning about Jim Jones made you a rebel.
No, for real. She was like, that's not what's happening. It's happening to you because you're trying to tell me it's not happening. You're falling for it.
And I ain't gonna lie, this is very narrow-minded, but I also didn't know that we participated in things like that, and seeing people like that being a part of J6 threw me for a loop. I was like, oh, who raised you? Like,
I have family that's in a cult. And when my grandmother passed away, she had to get like clearance to come and be with the family, but then she had to get sent with a chaperone. And they were not allowed to be in separate rooms. Only time she was not in the room with that lady is when they showered. But she was like right by the door to make sure you weren't going in the bathroom to talk to her. She was very seen and not heard. She would sit in the room and like be off in the corner. She wasn't like right there in the conversations, but she had to be there. She couldn't be like without, they had to call, and the chaperone had to call and check in at a certain time. And even I, same thing, very narrow minded. I was like, we don't do this with you. And it's they live in like a little community. It's like a little gated community, and you get to have a house and like freedom inside of the controlled area. Yeah.
I was surprised to find out that Mark Lamont Jones was in a cult. And I want to do more research on that because my husband knows all about it because that's his fraternity brother. But I was like, I don't believe you. This can't be true.
What is Mark Lamont Hill?
He's Kappa.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he wasn't one of them purple people eaters.
No, he's not. No.
I love calling the bros purple people eaters.
They will eat anything. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. No, all due respect, shout out to the men of Omega Sci-Fi. We love you.
Nasty dogs.
He was in one. What is Lanissa's last name? She was the black girl on Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat, but she was in a cult. She has a podcast about it, and just a black woman spreading awareness for what we're just talking about, what being in a cult looks like, the fact that yes, black people are in cults, and all of that. She shares all of her not little like that, but all of her information.
Oh my God. Yeah, you got to let me know who that is because I want to go check it out. I really want to know. I do. And if anybody out there has any information, I'm just trying to understand how we started participating in that. But then again, some people say some churches are like that. So I guess I could see how that's the thing. Listen, I ain't trying to get drugged by none of my Bible beaters. So let me shut up. Listen, one more thing before I get off the J6er.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you because he didn't pick a random Tuesday. He picked the one night the culture threw a party because he was trying to do what he tried to do and it didn't happen. He was trying to mess with black folks. But
my
question for you is your joy becomes his backdrop. That's what he was trying to do. Our joy, using our joy as his backdrop. How do you protect a celebration from people who only show up to use it as a stage? And I know you probably have people come to your parties or your events with, some alternative reason for being there.
You control that. You control the narrative through really good security and making sure that everybody that's invited to whatever it is, the BET Awards and an event at your house, making sure that everybody understands what we're here for, what this moment means, right? So that doesn't mean that there's going to be an agitator. There's somebody that's going to be here for the wrong reason. Your job is to be so on mission for the right reason that person here for the wrong reason doesn't feel welcome. Not because you said get the fuck out or any of that, but because your energy is such, right? And then you leave the rest of that to security. Hey, yo, get them up out of here, whatever that looks like. But I do believe that when you are projecting joy, when you're projecting light, right? Like the powers that be, they're as above, so below. There's always an energy that's going to want to come and kind of try and dampen that, turn down the light. It's your job to be so focused on the mission that isn't a deterrent. Don't mean that you don't handle it. I ain't saying be no pussy now, but you handle it with the mission in mind.
Now let's get into these BET Awards. I think they went off without a hitch. It looked flawless. However, I want to know your thoughts. Start wherever you want to start.
So last night I called the girls and I said, girls, we got to go out for a drink. And we went out for a sangria. just me and the girls. And then that turned into 2 things of sangria. And then that turned into us going to a day party. So I didn't make it to see the BET Awards in real time. I did watch the clips. I did start a little bit of it. And I want to say that Black culture, Black excellence was on the forefront. They did everybody proud, in my opinion. The in memoriam tribute with Erica Campbell and Leandra Johnson. Leandra has proven that girl got a song called Jesus, where all she do is say Jesus. Hello? That girl can sing down the walls of anything. That was amazing. They did right by Madam Lauryn Hill. They held her down. That tribute was beautiful. It was hip hop. It was Jersey. It was love. Her daughter coming out and singing the intro with a tone that is so her mom. And I'm sitting there looking like, I don't think that y'all understand the royalty that we are looking at. That is a Marley Hill baby. Yeah. Those people got together and made amazing, what seems to be, from what they're shared, amazing human beings, like as people, but then the artistry and the talent is there. And you could hear her nerves, but like, so what? Wouldn't you be nervous too? The mic was on. My girl wasn't lip syncing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't giving raspy and Lil Fizz. So by the end of it, all of the members are going to catch. Well, actually, I'm done because J-Boog was a good sport. So all of the members have caught their strays. I thought it was beautiful. I felt like this is how you do it. It almost made me feel like BT was Black owned. It felt like BT in its prime. It made me feel like very reminiscent of Beyonce coming out dancing on top of the letters of her name. It gave Monique hosting, real BET Awards. So I like that.
Okay, so I didn't watch it last night. I watched it this morning in its entirety. I will say CBS cut out all the fluff, so it was a great broadcast on CBS or Paramount Plus, whatever. So they did good with that. Everything looked sharp. I always love when old school comes out and they be looking good. MC Lyte is always doing her thing. Her voice is so synonymous now with award shows, and
yes,
I love this for her. I love this legacy for her. When Queen Latifah performed on Lauren's tribute, that was like, give it to us. There were, I didn't like D'Angelo's.
Okay, let's get there. I didn't like it. I
think he deserved more. I think he deserved more and better. The people that did it didn't suck. Maybe they could have waited for like Usher to get off tour or something.
They could have phoned it in and he could have done a pre-recorded tribute
or something. He is Black music royalty, the beginning of the neo soul era. That was Angie Stone's husband. Like, come on. Sometimes we just miss it with the tributes. And I understand we're trying to give the young people some opportunity to kind of get their name out there, but not at the risk of dummying down our royalty.
But I never understand when it comes to tributes, right? There are artists who they're a musical artist, but then there are artists who really care about the instrumentation of it all and the tone and the range. Like there's like Eric Benet, and then there's just like Omarion, I lied, I'm not done. And I never understood the psychology behind not doing right by those artists. Music and the musicality of it all mattered so much to D'Angelo. He was such the ultimate artist. To not have done right by that, I don't understand. Was Lucky Day busy? Was Luke James busy? What's the other one? Trevor Noah, comedian. Trevor Jackson, he was in Grownish.
Yeah. And then London, Snoop's October London.
October London, yes. Yes, October could have been there. I'm sorry. Hello? What was Tank doing? Tank could have got up there. Like, because he's been on a run. Jamal Bryant just did a Cadillac series. He would have been better. I am so confused. Like, D'Angelo.
I don't know. So there's that. But my high point for the night was Janet. The day I watched it during the day. It was Janet. And for those of y'all that don't know, I'm from the Bay, so I love everything Tupac. I do. I'm just Tupac E40. You can give it to me all day, all night. But for Janet to come out in her Tupac shirt and start off her tribute to Teyana Taylor with Tupac's poem, listen, I had to rewind that and play it again. And it did it for me, because for those of y'all that were alive back then, there was a little controversy going on about the AIDS test and all the things. But at the end of the day, and another thing, we know Janet does not support or do things performatively. Okay. And if you ever want to talk about her shade towards Kamala Harris, we can get into that too, but I'm gonna leave that there for another day. She is not performative. So for her to wear that and then present with his words, for me, was like, that was tea. That was nothing but tea.
It was nothing but tea. I do at some point want to get into the Janet Jackson, Kamala Harris. Maybe you can come on Mutually Obsessed and we can debrief about all of that, because that is its own rabbit hole. There was something about Tupac that was so charismatic that it can even be felt through like the television screen and all of that. But when the Braxton said that Gabe, may he rest wherever he is, had a dingling made of gold because Trina kept going back, I fear that we might have to say the same thing about Tupac, because whoa, these are grown women, 50 plus, and they be still in the tizzy over this man who never even made it to 27. Crazy, but I love it for Tupac and all parties involved. And then lastly, it had to be made of gold. I think that's where I'm going to end, because, I do want to end at the AIDS test controversy. Sometimes I feel like when we talk specifically in pop culture, we talk about things that happened in the past. We don't talk about them through the lens of the past, i.e. America's Next Top Model.
Okay.
Tyra was a monster for sure. But again, we have to also look at what the baseline for normal was and all of these things. I think we have to do the same when we talk about AIDS. No matter how far we've come now in 2026, that was not the case back then. It was, Jennifer Lewis just did an interview. She said she went through a year where she lost over 200 friends to AIDS. It was an epidemic. You have to think about like COVID before there was even a COVID shot, how nobody knew what was going on and all of this. So yeah, no, even though we're not going to be doing the nasty physically and we're doing a movie, we're going to be testing, and this thing that I'm not sure about is happening. So you have to take a test.
Yep.
I got to put me first, Lucius. Also, he must have had a dingling made of gold.
I can't with you. I absolutely can't.
That thing got Jada Pinkett going. You hear me?
Man, we can't even start that conversation, because the way she's flying around these days like nothing ever happened and she ain't never said a thing. I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone or never mind?
They did look cute out there in France, though. They did. They was a cute couple. I said, this is the couple we signed up for.
Since we were talking about old school, I don't know if you watched the opening clips though, but T.I., he did his big one. And I love that for him, because he's not trying to be some younger version of himself. He is authentically him on every given occasion. And I love that for us, because we know what we're going to get every time. We're not getting some old dude that's trying to act young. We're getting the hits. We're going to feel good. We're going to get some gems, and we're going to be put up on game. That's it.
Let me tell you something about Cliff T.I.P. Harris, okay? Black don't crack unless you use it. The way that man still looks like how he looked when they filmed the movie ATL is insane. Mechanicsville, Georgia is up 500 on that alone. Is he from Mechanicsville? No, he was in the show. Please keep up. You got to be quick. But no, T.I. gets out on that stage, consummate performer. He gets out on that stage and gives a show in a way that only T.I. can, right? Like he doesn't stand still. He that man cut off the dreads and got back in his bag.
Come on.
He got back in his bag. If your Kenwood not high, I don't know what to tell you, because T.I. is... How you gonna stop him? And respectfully, all due respect to Tiny and to my husband, that man is fine. That little short man is fine. He is not tall enough to ride this ride, but he is fine. You better do it, T.I.
Hey, he takes good care of himself. I will say that. I'll be like, what kind of water you drink? Would you
drop the skincare routine? We need it.
Bring it.
And you grew your hair out as a grown man. You taking your vitamins. I know it.
He ain't playing. Kehlani, did you see that one?
I did.
My little Bay Area boo.
I know that once this run is over, I know Kehlani gonna be like, give me 6 months. I don't want to hair fold it. I can't do it no more. I know she about over it, but I love it. This is what you want as an artist, like for you to have a song that has this longevity. Has she done other music? Yeah, she's put out a whole album, but people still want this one song. That's amazing. You can't buy that as an artist. I didn't necessarily understand Jamie Foxx being there. I liked it. It's Jamie. Yeah, but like,
I think it was an opportunity to showcase his daughter. And give her some flowers. Honestly, that's what I took from it.
We needed that though.
The father-daughter thing.
Respectfully. Stop pushing your kids on us. If we want your kids, we'll come get your kids.
But T.I.'s son was driving a car. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like legacy.
Okay, but let's get into it though. T.I. said, "You not getting nothing off of my platform." Remember when they had the reality show? He said, "Get out there, make something of yourself. Once you do it, I will give you the platform."
He did.
King is a wild man, but he be doing the streaming. He does his little music. So yeah, T.I. platformed his kids that already had a platform. You know what I mean? And I know his daughter Corinne does like stuff behind the scenes and all of that. I'm not trying to like belittle what she has going on. Also, this felt like radio payola. Like somebody's PR was like, no, he's got to do the BET Awards. Put him wherever you find him. Fit him, but he's got to go. And then they was like, "We'll put him with Kehlani, make him play the piano." Okay. He's still alive.
I think a lot of people were disheartened. You know what? I'd love for him to just go ahead and get the cat out of the bag in regards to what he said on his show after he recovered, and then when he revealed who his baby mama was. I think a lot of people are still having a hard time with how he came out and said, "Hey, I'm done with white girls." And then he showed up with a new white baby mama. I don't care. I don't even know why he said that, because he knew he wasn't when he said it. The joke was funny. I'll take that. The joke was hilarious. But I didn't know it was a joke. I thought he was serious.
You didn't have to voluntold no lies. You don't never have to voluntold no lies. You can always keep them to yourselves.
And I think people were like, why did he say that to us? Like, he know we were here to support him. He didn't have to tell us that, because we were supporting him before he said that. So Jamie, why did you say that to us?
Why'd you lie? Why you lie, Craig?
And I think a lot of people are still bothered by that.
They should be. And then I also think sometimes when artists go on a run, or when something happens and they find out how much they mean to the culture, they get excited, right? Like, oh, we got to give them everything. And it's like, whoa, whoa. We asked you to sing and do a little comedy. I don't understand. You did not have to bring us into your bedroom. We never needed to be there. We weren't there before.
That is absolutely true.
We want to know why your daughter, again, lied. Y'all a bunch of liars. We want to know why your daughter would tell us that 2 days post you being in the hospital for 455 days that you was outside playing pickleball. If you want to talk about some things, we got some things to talk about. And none of them have anything to do with who you like to let into your heart and into your parts.
Yeah, we didn't do that. But thank you, though. It was funny when you said it.
We laughed at you.
We laughed. Cardi B and Lotto look good after giving birth, and Cardi is killing it on stage. I don't know if you like her or not, but I like her more and more all the time. I can't listen, Cardi. I can't listen to all your music though. But I like the song with Janet, and some of it is just. I'm too old. Like I miss music where you didn't always have to say the words. Like when artists were being tricky and their words, and now we just, the P and the D all the time just drives me nuts. But I love you. I love you.
Yeah, like don't nobody make you want to say my no more. My God. My God. They just
But she looked good and her performance was fire.
She looked amazing. At first, I don't know how much Cardi B fans are, how many Cardi B fans are listening, but when she was on tour, she did an interview and said after the tour she was going to be taking a break because she was going to have her BBL removed, or I'm not sure the name of the procedure. And then while this tour was still going on, she came back and she was like, actually, I won't be doing that. I don't have any time to sit down. And when she said that, I'm like, sit down. You have nothing but time. Actually, you just went on this tour. You sold out the arenas, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm sitting here thinking, my God, if that girl had gotten that surgery, we would have not gotten this moment. Goes to show I don't know nothing. Cardi B is always right.
We're going to stay out of your booty business.
That girl. And then, oh my God, like just protect Cardi at all costs. She going to say, with the BET Award line at the BET Awards shows how many BET Awards she got, went home with another BET Award, and then got up on them people's internet and said, don't y'all bully Bia. Don't do that. I don't want to be a part of none of that. Don't do it in my name. Our queen.
She did it. She did that.
Meanwhile, Meg Thee Stallion is on Love Island. Like, oh my God.
It's a lot going on. So the performances altogether, I think many of them were good. The tribute was underwhelming. I did feel like the tribute to those that have passed was a lot shorter, so that made me feel good because there have been years where there's been multiple songs sang. So there are years we lost a lot of people, but the song this year was kind of short. I was like, the long version, okay, of every gospel song. But it was short, so that made me feel good.
Short but heavy, man. We lost some big ones this year. Look at like the first 5 out the gate. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We have to do something.
Yeah. Be thankful, be grateful, and I am grateful that it was just shorter. It was short but heavy. That's right. And lastly, for me, I want to say that the SZA and Doechii, when they opened up for Lauren, I thought theirs was the best part of it, though. I loved that. I don't know why, but I don't know. It's something about these three. Tell me, am I tripping? SZA, Summer Walker, and her. Why do those three, to me, they do it. And I don't even like a bunch of new artists, but I like those.
Sometimes when I see SZA, I be like, yes, queen, give me nothing. give me nothing. Like, you better do it. And I love it. I support Black women being paid to do the bare fucking minimum. I feel like I want to see SZA form a group. I feel like we keep pushing her like as a duo, like this whole like SZA Doechii combo, the SZA Keke Palmer combo. Yeah, like let's just get her in a group. Let's do like a joint album or something. I feel like we get more energy from her when she's on stage with somebody else. And then funny that you mentioned Summer Walker, because I feel like that's the drive. Summer Walker, she says it's because of like her social anxiety, but again, she's another queen that just like gives us nothing, and that's the brand. As an OG SZA fan, shout out to Columbia High, that is also Lauryn Hill territory. I feel like if you watch Older Days, it wasn't like she wasn't the nonchalant queen that she is now, or that she is when she's on stage with other people. And so I don't know what particularly propelled that, but I love Doechii, but I like the idea of what they were on stage. I didn't necessarily like the final product, if that makes sense. I saw where they were going, and I like that.
Yeah, that. I guess that's what I'm saying. I just have a hard. I don't connect with these younger artists. So every so often when I do, it's thrilling to me. It's like, oh, that did a thing. Like that did a thing for me.
Auntie likes that one.
Auntie like there we go. Auntie likes that one. Let me go see what else they got. I do that. So, it's always nice when the younger artists give us the thing because we know what we're getting from the older artists. Listen, I went to that New Edition Boys to Men situation with Tony Braxton, and I knew what I was getting. I got more than what I asked for. So I'm always looking for that. I was watching the interview recently with Nia Long and Angie Martinez, and I remember she started talking about Patti LaBelle, and that was a moment for me. And I know some of y'all probably don't even know who that is, but listen, when she started talking about her like royalty, I felt that, and I want to feel like that about younger artists, but it hasn't always happened. So I don't know if y'all got some younger artists that y'all like. Let me know so I can follow. And
I like the what's her name? YK Niece.
What?
This bitch don't know what she's doing. This bitch just giving that. That's what.
This is where my daughter would tell you, my mom just listens to the same playlist over and over again. Don't be a hater.
And sometimes I do. Sometimes it's Johnny Gill, sometimes it's the new kids. Little Glorilla. Spice it up.
Well, just want to do a quick breakdown with you, see how you felt about all this, see if I'm on an island by myself or if J6ers are in a cult and I'm not the only one that believes that. But who's controlling the narrative around this administration these days? Because right now it feels like everything that comes from them is a whole hot mess, i.e. Jake Lang.
Yes. Nobody's controlling the narrative, and that is quite literally the problem. There were some reports this weekend about trying to make adjustments to the amendments, trying to not separate church and state and all of these things. I don't understand. If Obama, Biden, anybody, Clinton, anybody would have done, hell, the Bushes, if any other president had done even a fourth of what Trump is doing, we would not be here. This man is single-handedly reshaping political science and what it means to be a politician, how you run, how you communicate with constituents. And listen, I will be the first person to tell you, I think that there's some good there if you can take it and apply it. The way that he is able to speak to his base, like boom, like it's like precision sniping. If Democrats, other politicians could follow that playbook, I think that it could be instrumental. In the past, we've seen Spencer Pratt try to run that playbook. Thank God it didn't work, but it worked. Like, you know what I mean? Again, it spoke to that base. It just wasn't enough. And I do think that the not being enough is, I think Spencer Pratt losing was less about him losing and more the mistrust or the lack of trust in the party.
Yeah.
And so people just going the other way. But I think his messaging landed.
For some.
Well, I mean, for the people that he was talking to. For the people that he was talking to, the message landed. I want to be very clear. I do not support. I did not have sexual relations with
with her in my office. Yeah, I'm just glad that that's not the fight we have to have. However,
for sure,
Madam Mayor is still going to have to fight, and there's still going to be an election in November. So God bless her, and we'll see how that goes. But
is she a good mayor? Do y'all really like her? I mean,
Karen?
Yeah,
I like her.
As good as one could be as a politician of a big city.
I like her. I don't necessarily think she has the best people around her. So there's a lot of opportunity for her to look less than, and I'll just leave it there because you got to have the right people around you. You got people underestimate messaging. Like there's been many times where the messaging was wrong, so it makes her look crazy. No, she knows what she's doing, but who's delivering the message to the rest of us make it look like she don't know.
Or she's talking about you.
She's not super combative, and she's not like she ain't ready to just knuckle up all the time. You know, we need that right now. So it makes her look less than, but she's not. So I like her. And there are some people that might not like me saying that, and I'm fine with that too. But yeah, we do. So we'll see. There's a lot of fights going on in November, but yeah, we'll see. But I'm glad the J6er didn't get what he came for. I'll just leave it at that. Any last
and all the Republicans, I'm glad Mandami backed candidates in the primary that New York just had. All of the candidates that he backed won their seat.
Yeah.
So I think that while we need a blue wave, I do want to say that I do believe that most people saying blue wave are not saying vote blue without doing your research. I don't think anybody is ever asking you to be a uneducated voter. But also in your getting education, please understand that we need to get some change in this motherfucker. So do your education, vote. And lastly, this is my last thing. Every election matters, not just the national ones. If you feel as though there are services not being provided to you, those things mostly belong to your local and state level elections, which is where people aren't voting. So if you would really, really like to see change in your neighborhood, in your state, and then eventually in this great nation, it starts with local level elections. So please go to your local city hall, find out when your council elections are, when your rep elections are, your state representative elections are. Find out all the things and be involved. You cannot complain about what's going on in the White House if we're not participating and making sure that we're affecting all branches of the government.
Amen. Why don't you let the people know what you have going on and how they can keep up with YOU?
Oh my God. I am Briefed by Elle. You can find me at Briefed by Elle on Threads, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Those are the places that I like to play in. I also have a podcast called Mutually Obsessed. Me and my co-host Camille Crowder fall down the rabbit hole. So we talk about all of the things that either you're obsessed with on the internet or like, did you know? We did an opening episode, which is out. That was out this morning. You can go to Spotify at Mutually Obsessed, or you can go to my YouTube page, Briefed by Elle, and watch the episode. We've got an episode coming out where we cover maternal instincts. We talk to the content creator Crime Talk, who has been in communication with the family of Reagan, who is the person that Taylor Parker killed in the Maternal Instinct documentary and real life, but you get my point. So check us out over there, and I just be yapping, child, so come on over.
Mutually Obsessed, y'all. Tune in. Thank you. Elle. Yeah. And for the rest of you, subscribe on YouTube, comment, and tell me who really owned the night at BET. We want to hear about it, and we might even talk about it again. We might take one of those and do a deep dive. I don't know. We'll see. Deeper dives are Elle's thing. So if you like those, definitely tune in to what she has going on. I will be doing a deep dive on this topic today, particularly the J6er on Substack, because he, there's a little marketing and PR he did to make that happen. So we'll get into that. I'm your chief controller. Control the camera, control the mic, control the room, and always control the narrative. And if you don't, the streets will, and not in your favor. All right, guys.